Okay, so I am actually doing another video talking about Daimon. The first one really wasn't up to standards. I was kind of all over the place, and I don't really like doing the annotation, so I figured I would do another one. So let's talk about Daimon. Well, I am a newbie person, so I'm not the best Daimon player at all. However, I do like him as a character and as he operates. Part of it is he is deceptively simple. What I mean by that is his normals are actually really, really good, but they also have a deceptive range to them. So, I mean, for example, that's fairly close, so one step, just half step forward, I can get him. And they don't look like much, so like, for example, light punch, his heavy punch has a really good range, and actually seems to have a high priority. I've actually used it quite a bit to stop a lot of super specials that have gone up. So even if it works as a really great poke, as well as just a really simple way of just denying somebody if you can time it properly. His kicks aren't really much to write home about, but his hard kick is actually a fairly decent anti-air, somewhat, but it's not the best. His light kick is, very short range, right up there. Makes sense because he does judo, so short kick range. In terms of command specials, command normals, his command normal is absolutely busted, and it doesn't seem like it, but it is an amazing anti-air, and it's incredibly safe both on hit and on block. So this is his command normal, which is a down forward hard punch. And it doesn't seem like much, but it's a really good anti-air, but even on hit, it knocks them back really far. And pretty much it's fast enough to where you can immediately go back into defensive stance. And even on, guard, it's really safe. Because the stun and the knockback is enough to where they'll get knocked back far enough and most attacks won't actually touch. About the only thing I can think of that could possibly beat it would be a thrust, one-bar thrust counter, like the guard crush move. It's very simple, very easy to abuse. One of the also neat things about him is that his thrust, his standing thrust is really nothing to write home about. Just that. However, let me take that off. However, it does the knockback like everything else. However, what is special about his thrust is his air thrust. Now, it's different in that a lot of air thrusts have like some strange properties. Daimon's does a direct downward, not down angle, but like a diagonal downward angle towards the enemy. So, as you can see, if you can time it right, you'll just basically palm them in the face, and it is actually really good for air-to-ground exchanges. I think about the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that absolutely beats it would be a special move, but even then, I think it can actually do exchanges fairly well depending on the special move. So, why is it really good? Well, because it's a thrust. Because it's a thrust, it knocks back the enemy a lot. So as you can see, it knocked him back, back fairly far. So in an exchange, even if you get hit, you would still only go back just a minimal amount, but they would fly back much further, giving you a little bit more time to kind of like get some breathing room, if you will. Now, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn on the key data and the attack data. So, as you can see, it isn't the most. It's actually a fairly decent damage rating too. So, and as you can see, his normals in general do quite a bit of damage. I can't really say if they do more so than any other one. Yeah, even his command normal does a lot. But one of the other unique features about Daimon that makes him really, really good is that in terms of a grappling character, he has a lot more grappling options than I've noticed some other ones. Like Clark, for example, he does wrestling, but one of his major moves is that tackle, which he's able to combo into other moves. Well, Daimon, which this is part of what makes him a little bit difficult, is his super specials. His special moves tend to have half circle inputs. So, for example, his first one, which is really up close, it's half circle back, forward, and a punch. So, and it's, as you can see, it does quite a bit of damage. The other two half circle throws he has is half circle light punch, half circle forward light punch, and half circle forward heavy punch, which are these respectively. That was a light punch, and it is a air grab. So if somebody, so for example, say I already hopped. Let's see if I can get that. See, they only really have to be about knee level in their jump for him to make contact, but you still have to time it properly. And then there's his other one, which is the heavy punch, and this is very unique because it is a ground grab, so very much like Peace. So this is it right now. Sorry. And it's able to grab from a standing position. However, because of its features, it actually can be guarded from standing. I do believe it has overhead properties. So it can be guarded from standing and crouching, so it is considered a regular mid strike. So that makes it really useful for more follow-up. So like if you start doing a combo, say like light punch, and then you do a sweep, so that's where that would come into play. Now the EX version is not really. Actually, there is no EX version. In fact, the of those two, because they have the same command, the one that has the EX version is the air grab. And depending on the size of the enemy, you could actually grab them while they're standing. They don't even have to be jumping. So it's a really nice thing for like really big characters. And I don't really think there are that many characters bigger than Daimon. There probably will be for DLC. I think Raiden is going to be a DLC character. So, I mean, that would be a very interesting thing to use for him. But one of the other throws he has is his Orochigari, so which is Dragon Punch Kick. And as you can see, that can actually set up beautifully, especially in the corner, or actually just to that. But I believe you would have to do EX Orochi into that. I'm still playing around with them. So then you have to ask the question, well, all of his moves are actually up close, but that's kind of standard for a grappler, but what makes him so special? Well, he actually has two really amazing mind game tools. So, for example, he actually has a command roll, and the command roll is special in that it's a shorter dodge roll. So, for example, dodge rolls forward, he covers that same distance. However, if you do quarter circle back and kick, he does a judo roll, which is much shorter. Sorry, I already. So he can do this judo roll and judo roll, and the thing about that is that it has a very, very small window of invincibility. So it works just like a dodge roll, but you would have to time it a lot more. And the reason why I say it could be a mind game, so anybody who gets comfortable can know that you can grab somebody up and dodge roll. So if you want to do a mix-up, or say somebody throws a fireball and you don't want to jump over it, but a dodge roll will take you too far forward, well, judo roll. Make you bypass it completely, and possibly give you a chance to just completely mess up the rhythm, especially if they're, say, rushing forward after firing the fireball. The other special ability he has is his projectile. Yes, he does have a projectile, but it's probably the most unique projectile in the game, and it's called Jiraishin, and it's Dragon Punch. So Yes, he slams the ground and it hits them. And the unique feature of this is that, say somebody's doing hard keep away from him because they know that if he gets his hands on them, they're screwed. So you can hit it from full screen. Now, the only way it doesn't hit is if they're guarding, crouching, I believe crouching. Let's find out. Yeah, if they're crouching, if they're jumping or dodge rolling. So their feet have to be touching the ground and they cannot be blocking. Actually, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. So they have to be crouching or jumping or dodge rolling in order for it to not affect them. Now, the unique feature for this is that this is his light punch version. This is his hard punch version. Yeah, it's a feint. So essentially what you can do is that if they're just having keep away and you are just tired of it and you just keep hitting them with this, and then they get wise to it and decide to like hop over it or just like take the fight to you because they're tired of getting knocked on the floor, well, you can then bait out, if you get close enough, you can try to bait out one of the moves. So you could feint and then go into a guard, or feint and go into something else. So I'm trying to think of a good move. Not sure if I'll be able to pull it off, but let's try the feint into Ojigari. So it kind of worked, but yeah, that's just one of the major options that he has, and those two things can be a real killer in terms of just messing with the player and changing their expectations. So one of the interesting things about him, though, is that his super specials are also grabs. The first one is, let's see if I can do this right. So I did that wrong. Sorry. Yeah, this is his first super special, and it's half circle back, twice punch. And as you see, it does that. But I'll get to the unique feature about it, and it did all right damage. But if you do the two stock, so which is both punch buttons, it does a significantly more damage than the regular version, and you have that extra hit. Now, and of course, that's kind of like a no-duh thing, but it's just one of those things that's just kind of to be aware of. So if you can set it up properly, you can just do massive damage with two stocks minimum, because as you saw throughout the rest of the video, his normal throws just do a lot of damage. Well, his other one is very interesting because, as you can see, it grabs low. So how could that work? Well, the opponent has to be floored, like on the ground completely. They can't just be standing, they can't be crouching, they have to be pretty much knocked down. So one basic combo that you could do to go into it would be Ojigari, which is Dragon Punch Kick, straight into that special. So it would look something like this. And yeah, that does a lot of damage. And the thing is, though, is that for that one, you don't even have to be in the corner to do it. You can just... I'm sorry, I messed that up. Sorry, I'm better on the other side, so... And so there's a little bit of a leeway for what you can do. And if you're wondering what the two-button press version looks like, it looks something like this. So yeah, it does a significant amount of damage. So then, what's the deal with his boost stock special? His his max super special, and this is unique in which, as you see, he kind of has some aspects of other grapplers. So, for example, Geese would be the most prominent one. His super special is double quarter circle forward twice and both punches, and it looks like this. Yeah, that move right there. Sorry, consistency's sake. It is a counter. However, one of the major differences between geese is that it is a very, very short window to counter. So you pretty much have to read exactly when they're going to hit in order for this to work. Now, one of the unique features of this